What's going on? It's Emel. You know what time it is. You know what day it is. You know what's going on. It's another Epowerment LLC conversation. I'm super excited. I know it's been a while, but I'm back with some brand new content, some brand new conversations, and I'm super excited about what we're going to be doing. So listen, before we go any further, I need you to do me a favor. Do me a huge favor. Like this video, subscribe to the page right now. Subscribe. Do not listen to this conversation without subscribing to the page. I invite you to comment. Let me know what you think about the conversation. Like, share, forward it to anyone who you think would be helped by this conversation. I'm telling you, it's going to be a dope night. So right now, subscribe, like. As we're talking, we say things that resonate with you. Just drop a comment. You can also stay connected with us by following us on Instagram at Epowerment LLC, on Twitter at Epowerment LLC. You can also subscribe to text alerts. You can get daily motivational alerts from me directly. I am the one writing them. People are hitting me up saying, is that really you? It is absolutely me writing them. All you have to do is text the word ePower LLC to 347-765-1741. ePower LLC, one word, to 347-765-1741. All right. Thank y'all so much for watching. This conversation is going to be dope. I'm going to bring in my guest tonight. Listen, I don't take connection lightly. Anybody who knows me knows I'm sort of a private guy, but this guy is one of my favorite people. Honest, sincere. He is I believe going to be a media mogul. I will tell you one day when he's not here what he did to me on his panel. We're not going to talk about it now, but we're going to have a private discussion about what he did to me one day. But I truly appreciate this guy's genuineness. So help me welcome my brother, Elisha Sumo.
Brother.
What's going on, man? How are you?
Man, I'm doing well. Listen, I was listening to the introduction. I was like, man, who is he talking about? But man, I'm excited to be
with
here.
your gold mic, bro.
Listen,
Okay.
the gold mic has oil. It needs an introduction of its own. I feel like I got a little oilier after I bought it, but man,
it'll happen.
I'm excited to be
when
here.
I put on, bro, I feel like Superman. I wear that joint everywhere. So I know the feeling. Bro, I'm so excited about you being here. Thank you so much for taking time. I know you're crazy busy. You do work with all these people, and you are always on the grind. So thank you so much for being here. Once again, I'm telling you guys who are watching us, you are going to want to absolutely share this conversation with someone. You're going to absolutely want to subscribe to the page and all that good stuff. All right, bro, let's get right into it.
Yes, sir.
So we're in the midst of a pandemic still, right? Regardless of what people think, people who don't want to wear masks, people who don't believe the numbers, all that good stuff. We are in the middle of a pandemic still, right? And one of the things that we see has been on the rise is the amount and the way we have church, but the amount of creativity that it takes to have church, right? So one of the words that's been thrown around very often is the word creative. We've talked about what is the creative, who is the creative. So you are one of those people. I want you to, in your best way, just give us an understanding of what a creative is.
I'm gonna try to make it as simple, and I know we got a Bible-based following tonight, and so I'm gonna try to make this as simple as possible. A creative is a Joseph in their lane. I mean, that's what I see as a creative. A creative is someone that can see dream, have dream, interpret dream, dream dreams. Either way, whatever way, your gifting is future built. So you're misunderstood in your today, but you're so relevant in your tomorrow because you can see the future before everybody else. And so whether that be from a content creating perspective, whether that be in prophecy, whether it be with the preached word, whether it be in business and marketplace, wherever you exist on the seven mountains, when you're able to not just tell trends, but create trends, you're a creator. Whenever you pave a way, whenever you start something and you start to see everybody else follow. I had a masterclass a few weeks ago, and some people, one of my points was you cannot be upset when you do something and you see other people doing it. They're not copying off of you. They're simply following the trend. And so that's what a creative is to me. You're just a trendsetter, and you're living in the future and bringing the future to right now.
I love it. I love it. That's the perfect answer. So for someone who is watching right now, like that's you had no idea what you were creative until you heard that definition, and you were like, "Oh, I do that." You know what I mean? Two
Right.
things that I heard you say right now, I want you to elaborate on is it true that being a creative, you have to also be comfortable with interpreting other people's dreams, right?
Yeah.
Joseph wasn't, if we know the text, Joseph just didn't interpret his dreams, but he was so secure in his gift that he
Right.
was able to interpret for. So can we just spend some time like that? Because I think one of the things that's really been lost in our society is the ability, the drive to help other people. So how
Absolutely.
important is it if you're going to be a creative that you're okay with helping someone else?
Well, most creatives are like in an entrepreneur setting or business owners or whatever. They're in a setting where they kind of direct their own life. And we get it misunderstood because some of us that are working jobs were like, hey, I'm going to be an entrepreneur because I don't have to work for people anymore.
Right.
And that's always the biggest misunderstanding in the world. As an entrepreneur, as a creative, instead of me working for one person, I work for many people. And that's what we're not understanding is while I have my own brand, while I have my own company, of course, while I am my own entity, with the gifts that I have and the things that I do, they benefit other people.
Right. Right.
And so that's where we've got to, if you want to be successful, you have to find a way to make someone else look good. You have to find a way to make someone else feel more comfortable. You have to find a way for someone else to be a little bit more, to make the things that they do easier. An example I always use is the vacuum cleaner. Before the vacuum cleaner, folks were sweeping and using brooms and dustpans. Like that's what it was. They would sweep carpet, sweep hardwood, sweep wood, whatever it was. They were sweeping. And whoever created the vacuum, he had the innovation to say, hey, we're doing this, but we really could just move and it be picking up the dust. Now, let's be real. Of course, he made money, but he only made money because he created a problem and solved the problem for other people.
Right. Right.
And that's what this lane is for. That's what the whole job of the creative. When you look at Joseph, his gift is curated for nations, not just for himself. So yes, he dreamed himself in a place of leadership. He never gets there if he doesn't cultivate his gift, if he doesn't groom his gift, and if he doesn't actually use it even in the midst of turmoil. What are you using? What are you doing with your gift when you're stuck in prison? What are you doing with your gift when you're stuck in hell? When everything around you is not what God showed you, but you still have your gift? What is your gift doing around you? It's because of his gift that he even gets the call into the palace. He doesn't get put in the palace at all if he doesn't use his gift in the dungeon. And you could tell that he wasn't just using his gift for high major people or whatever. He was using his gift, period, because even in prison, he was the head of the prisoners.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it had to be something that those masters were seen as like, this dude is special, which
Right.
means as a prisoner, he was excelling as a prisoner. So I can make you the master of something that you excel in because you do it so well, because you do it with excellence, because you do it with care. You're not in the prison saying, hey, I'm called to the palace, I don't know why I'm here. No, you're making the best of your prison moment. And because one person can vouch for you in your prison moment, you can get called into a palace, which will change the trajectory of not only your name, not only yourself, but your family and generations after you. And so you have to be very, 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 just like you said, secure in yourself, but you have to be able to operate in tight situations. If I put you in bars, will your gift work? Does your gift only work on a stage? Does your gift only work on a platform? Does your gift only work when TD Jakes is in the room? Or will your gift work when there's nobody here except for you and God and for the little bit of people that he's assigned you to?
Yeah. Yeah. And the way you handle your gift. You said something so powerful was he didn't turn his gift off in the prison.
No.
He used his gift in the prison. And I think a lot of times the thing that is holding us back is we can't see our gift. We can't operate in our gift because of where we are. I don't have the money that I think I should have. I don't have the influence. I don't have the following that I think I should have. So then our gifts are not operating. But if you can only operate your gift, if there are people, then your gift is not a gift. Your gift is something that you are trying to like prostitute almost. So
Right.
that is so that
Right.
is so powerful. That is so. Oh my God, that's good.
And bro, watch this. So you're part of a major part of Pilgrim. You know I love Pilgrim. I tune in and all the other stuff. Bishop Michael Blue said something crazy during our convocation last year, which was your gift is not a gift until you give it. Joseph was giving the increments of his gift while in slavery, while a prisoner, with nothing to gain. Right. You cannot gain anything for this man. He says, here's my dream. Can you interpret it? First of all, how in the world does he know that you interpret dream? I want to suggest that Joseph is in prison interpreting dreams and they're coming to pass. I want to suggest that Joseph is in the pit. And even in the pit, not only can he see for himself, but because he can see for others, trusted men in society who have fallen are coming to him for advice because they see that there's something on him, and not just on him, but there's purpose in him that he uses on a day-to-day basis. If you're not willing to do what you do for free, then you are not called to it. It is not your gift. It is not your assignment. Until you can sit there and see opportunity and say, I am willing to give this gift at no charge in order to get to where God told me. Because my thing is, you can give me $0 right now, but because there's a promise, I was promised the palace. And because of that, you can't pay me enough to make up for the promise God gave me. There is no dollar amount on what you can give me or what you can do for me that can equate to the promise he gave. So if he charges me to do this for free, you're going to get this for free because you cannot pay me like he can.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you get people to understand also, bro, that the job you do will set you up for your career later, right? So if you think about it, nobody really knows that he's a dreamer, but they send word from the prison to the king. Like I remember somebody who was, so we don't realize that you do a good job now, although your face may not be on the flyer, but you designed the flyer. So now the person whose face you put on the flyer, they can vouch for your integrity. They can vouch for your work, and you can go bigger places. How do you charge people, especially younger people, right? So you're of a generation where you're not an old man, but you're a generation where you have the experience, right? Yeah. So how do you charge the younger generation who are creative but selfish?
The first thing I would say is let go of the gift because it's not yours. That's the first thing I would say. Once we divorce the idea that this is mine and I can do what I want because no matter what I do, my gift is still going to turn on. First of all, it's not your gift. You're a placeholder for that gift because of an assignment. And so until you walk in assignment and until you walk in purpose, you will walk with foggy glasses, and in turn, because society is selfish and you're going to be defined by society because you have no vision, no purpose, and no future, you're going to take on the behavior and the characteristics of society, which says, hey, this is my gift. I do what I want. If you don't give me such and such, I can't come to your church. I can't do X and X for you. I can't get this done for you. And because of how we feel about ourselves, because of how society has kind of messed up our mindset and our brains, because of that, I can never get ahead because I can never do right now. And the thing about character is the only thing that will allow you to sit in high places with high people. Character does that. I don't care about getting the seat. Getting the seat is the easy part. Character keeps the seat. And I refuse to climb a ladder by myself that the devil will inevitably take from me and shoo me all the way back down simply because I'm underdeveloped, I'm underprepared. I refuse to be overexposed and underdeveloped. It's a crime against yourself, because what you say is, listen, my purpose isn't more important than my ambition. I refuse to be purpose filled. I refuse to be future generated. And I refuse to look after others because I want what I want and I want it now. You got to remember, our generation is a microwave generation.
Yeah.
I need instant gratification right now. I don't why haven't I gone viral? Why don't a million people follow me? These are the things that we really think that we're so awesome that when we start doing something, everybody ought to rally around us. But the truth of the matter is, until you've put in time, until you put in tears, until you put in sweat, until you put in, I mean, real blood, like, I mean these things literally, because that's what I put in. And so I know what it takes. Until you put those things in, you don't even deserve to be in the conversation for what you want. And so the first thing is, you have to divorce that pride. You have to divorce that spirit that says, hey, everything is mine when I want it because I'm me. That is so dead. And that is not realistic. We have to marry ourselves to purpose. And once you marry purpose, you understand process. And while you're in process, you're giving your gift because you have nothing else to do. Your identity is what you've been born to do. And that is, and the only reason you have your gifts is to get you to that place. Now, if I'm not in that place yet, all the way till I get there, I'm going to exhibit the gifts and the characteristics of there, because that's the only thing that's going to get me there. I cannot be a ruler of a nation, of a, at that point, the empire. I cannot rule an empire if I have no information to govern. I have to be able to see futuristically. I have to be able to solve problems. And because of that, that's the only reason why this Pharaoh is going to give me this ring and make me more powerful than him, unless he's sitting in this golden chair, because I have information, I have knowledge, I have gift, but I have character, all coupled to fulfill purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hear you, bro. I hear what you're saying, right? It takes hard work. It takes the understanding of divorcing your pride and having to sometimes do things for free. You know what I mean? Until your name is out there. So how do you separate the abuse of the gift? Because people may hear that and they may abuse your gift. Oh, I know Elisha do it for free. So let me, instead of paying someone, let me go get him. Is there a way that they can gauge when they're being abused, when their gift is being abused?
Yes. There's absolutely a way. Of course, this is what we're jumping into practicality now. So I love this. We're jumping into practicality and practical ways for you to be effective in what you do. The first thing I would say about practicality is, if you're not getting it in revenue, it always comes back in one other way.
Okay.
So every time you have an opportunity, anytime you have something that is placed before you and you're trying to figure out, hey, is this something that is going to grow me? Am I being abused? Is my gift being taken advantage of? If those are your questions, then you have to look across the spectrum. When you do something for free, it has to be connected to opportunity that's bigger than what you have. It has to be connected to platform that's bigger than what you have. It has to be connected, and sometimes just to purpose. But watch this. Sometimes, but let me rewind. This is why discernment is so important.
Yeah.
Because discernment tells me either this is a seed or this is an opportunity.
Right.
That's where the difference is. If it doesn't fall in a seed that God wants you to sow, or if it doesn't fall in an opportunity that can generate revenue for you in the future, then this is probably exploitation.
Yeah. And I think also key to that is having someone like you in their life who can give them the
mentors.
Absolutely. I think one of the things that we Bishop Hudson did a whole big thing on it, fatherhood yesterday. I think one of the things that's really being lost in our communities, especially, is the idea of mentorship, because we are afraid to trust people.
We are.
It's just a common fact. I want to ask you this: how did you know that this was what you were called to do? How did you know you were creative? How did you know you were a creative? What are the signs? What should people be looking for to go, all right, yeah. Like, I know for me, my love of word was second to none. Like I could literally read the word and get lost in it. And that's when it was like something was just like, there's more to you than the
Yeah.
bank field. There's more to you than I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how to
Yeah.
develop it, but I knew there was something from my love of the word. What when you're a creative, what signs are there?
I think they're different. I don't think there's one size fits all right through here. I think
Okay.
it's different ways depending on environment and depending on culture. To be honest, and so I think in your way it was by self process.
Yeah.
You just notice like, hey, I love this word. I love getting in it. It does something to me. But I think that if it flows through me, it's probably going to bless somebody because of the way that it impacts me and how I can translate it, even when I'm talking about it in speech. Right. And so you kind of just recognize within yourself, like, hey, I'm powerful.
Yeah.
I'm powerful. And so I think that's one way. For me, I can't really say that it was a self thing. I believe in parents grooming what they see.
Okay.
Um, and so that's what was major for me is, of course, being a PK. But with my parents, they were able to notice and see some of the trends and the things that we were into when we were young. So I'm into computers. They trying to figure out why I'm always breaking down computers. Why you breaking the computer, sir? What's wrong with you? Like, and then graphic, like doing websites and doing little graphics and stuff like that at like 7, 8, 9. So they understood in that moment, like, hey, this dude in computers might be something special. This dude in technology might be something special. There might be a future for that. My brother used to love building stuff, like just putting blocks and things of that nature together. You know what he's doing right now? He's in school to do architecture. Why? Because as a child, as a baby, I admonish all parents to look at your children and look at what they're showing you that they are.
Right. Right.
Remember that Joseph, when he was still a kid, he's still a youth, he's still a young adult. He's telling them, hey, I think I'm a ruler. And
Yeah.
they're looking at him like, boy, you crazy.
Yeah.
So your environment is going to do one of two things. They're either going to push you into purpose or they're going to help you birth it. So my environment helped me birth it.
Wow.
And so you got to kind of realize which one is which.
Yeah.
If you're in, a lot of us are in rougher neighborhoods, and
Yeah.
there's certain things that are just real about our existence. And so for those that are like that, if you find yourself always finding a solution to problems that you have, not only are you probably a creator, but you're probably the most dangerous type of creator for us, because you can create in tough situations. What's COVID-19? COVID-19 is a tough situation. And so if you were one of the ones that, it's in a rough area and you're able to come up with answers, then you have to be able to expand your thinking, because in this moment you probably could be solving problems. Why? Because you've already seen COVID in your own environment. You didn't see coughing and sneezing and viruses and all this stuff that we have going on, but what you have seen is different situations that have been pandemics in themselves every single day. You've maneuvered, you've created, and because of those different things, like if you jump in this situation, if you just start thinking, if you sit there and just start imagining, your imagination is going to give us answers to problems that we have right now.
Yeah.
And so I'm telling people right now, what questions has this COVID thing posed? What are the new questions that you have answers to?
Yeah.
Because really, people really have answers, but they're not cultivated to be solutions. And so honestly, I think more people are creatives than not. And platforms like this, people like you, are pulling the creative out of people, which is now pulling solutions and answers for our culture.
Yeah. And I think it's so powerful, bro, that you also, you just exactly what you said, is you believe in yourself. I think that's one of the biggest things that we've been lost is a lot of times it's like people feel that they have the answers, but they're like, will anyone listen?
Yeah.
And it's almost like, because I was raised this way too, and I say this all the time, and this is not to knock the way I was raised or where I was raised, but we were taught to not say we were good at something because it was a sign of arrogance. But if God gave you a gift,
Bro.
it's disrespectful for you to say I'm not good at it.
bro.
Because God is like, well, what's going on? If you remember, his family didn't believe he was. They made fun of his gift. Oh, here comes this dreamer. You know what I mean? So you have to, even in the midst of people not believing in you, you have to know God gave you something. And
Absolutely.
a lot of us, there's someone watching us right now who knows they're gifted, but they're struggling because no one believes in them. But you don't need the gift of God in the belief of people. You're gonna have
No,
to choose. Either you're gonna be gifted or you're gonna be supported by people. Both
absolutely.
don't happen at the same time all the time. So I think that that's so key too. That you gotta believe in yourself, believe in the God that has given you the gift. And I don't want anyone to struggle with that. I so for so long I struggled with what was in me because people would sort of say, "Well, don't push it like that. Don't do it like that." And I all the time wonder how much further would I be if I had just believed in what God put in me.
But how about this? Because that's true, but in the same breath, timing is everything.
Okay.
Timing is everything. So to that person, and even to you, to myself, because I on certain things I slept on myself with, or slept on myself about, because I got comfortable in the certain places of success, even though I knew there was more. I was comfortable. I'm like, hey, I'm good. But the thing about purpose is, if you're really called to something, like, it is going to happen. And most of the time, I will say this. Like, I'm not saying don't believe in yourself, but what I'm saying is believe so much in what you see that you're willing to ignore what you see now. Right? Believe so much in what you know is yours. Believe so much in what you know you're supposed to do. Believe so much in what you know is not only vision, not only purpose, but is your destiny. Once you get in the face of what you know is your, like, I don't care who it, I can sit across the table with anybody and they tell me that I'm not built for this, and I will laugh in their face, because there's no way I'm not built for this, because I have a track history that tells me I am. Right? I may be in the pit right now, but I was in Potiphar's house and I ran that house. And had it not been for his wife, I was that dude, which tells me that in the midst of a great situation, I can be ruler because I've done it already. I've already been who I am supposed to be. I've already been that. I've been that on the levels that God has assigned me. And because I've succeeded, because I've managed well, like you said earlier, because I've managed my moment, because I've done what I was supposed to do in those tight circles. When he exposes me to that main stage, oh, trust and believe, I've been living on this stage my entire life. The stage just caught up to me because I've been here the whole time.
Woo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When you are faithful, you don't have to run for the stage. The stage will run after you. Good
It's
grief.
going to run after you.
Good grief.
We
Good.
keep running after stuff that's assigned to our future. Like, we keep running after stuff, and even in the church perspective, we keep running after miracle signs and wonders. That stuff is supposed to follow us. It follows them that believe. And so I cannot run after my destiny. It's going to chase me down. I just need to put myself in the right position. I need to place myself in the right area. I have to allow myself to be refined and developed, because another thing I refuse to do is I refuse to get there and then be dropped because I refuse to build my character when it was time. Because when your exposure time comes, it's here. Like, when your day comes, it is here. And for good or for worse, because there's a place and there's a demand on your gift and who you are. When them doors open, it's open. And God was able, whether you let God do what he was supposed to do behind closed doors, that's on you. So we're seeing a lot of gifts and talents that are like shattering in front of us. Like, oh yeah, such and such just did this and such just did that. And a whole brand just dissipates just like that. It's not that they weren't called, is that they refuse to be cultivated. And because you're underdeveloped, when you get into this moment, you're going to break out of pressure. I do not want to be underdeveloped, because I want to be able to sustain pressure. Where I'm going, it not only has good things, it not only has people, it not only has following, it not only has resource, but it also has pressure. And the only reason you're down right now is because you're being developed for high pressure moments.
So your energy is crazy right now. You just like you're saying all the right stuff. Has this pandemic affected you at all? Like,
Bro, this pandemic has affected me in a million ways. In what way hasn't this pandemic affected me? Bro, this pandemic, I will always thank God for the year called 2020. And I know it's crazy to say, I don't mean that from the perspective of things that have happened on a nationwide and international level. I mean that on what has happened in my life, because prior to this year, I was a videographer. prior to this year, I was a photographer. You would not be looking to me for answers had another year passed like last year. And so this year, God forced all my talents to become apparent and evident, period. Like he pushed all of my talents. And yeah, it's not mainstream, but on the back of this mountain, oh, it's there, is there, and is he's pushed it to where it's recognizable. He's pushed it to where I get out of some meetings, something. I was in a few meetings today. I get out of some meetings and I'm like, yo, thank you, God, because I literally just I held my own with a major weight carrier. Like this dude has major weight. And for me to like sit back and look at myself and be like, he's looking to you for advice. She's looking to you for information. They're looking for you to answer their problems. And for me to be in that situation, I'm just grateful. But the truth of the matter is the pandemic did that. And so I don't mean to go back in, but we're going to go back in right quick. What has the pandemic done for me? The pandemic has been a pressure-packed moment that allowed all of my gifts to hit center stage, and all of them were developed right on time.
good grief. That's just the honest. This is honest. And I have to be crazy transparent. And like my youth staff, they know because they sat in meetings with me where when the pandemic happened, I had a whole good month, bro. And I'm almost, man, I'm not even ashamed to say it. I was sort of like, I don't know if I can continue in this same avenue. I was so crushed by everything I had planned that I was just like, it was my wife who said to me, bro, you better get up. There's a generation waiting on your next. And I was like, it sort of startled me out of my sad moment. And I gotta be honest, we produced some of the best services. We have produced new music. We have had crazy type of experiences. Our conference this year, in the midst of a pandemic, is one of the best ones that we've had. We're developing shirts. Epowerment, the very thing I'm doing right now, was birthed in the middle of a pandemic. So you're absolutely right. And that's why I think sometimes I'm going to be preaching this Friday, so let me not say too much, but sometimes you got to be careful how you look at what God gives you. You know what I mean? As you look at the situation. So I want you to do me this favor, right? You are an expert. Give me, if you are going to be, you're an expert, bro. Stop.
Yikes.
So I'm a creative, right? You're a creative. What are the do's and the don'ts? Give me the top 3 do's and the top 3 don'ts. If you're a creative, don't ever.
If you're a creative, I guess I'll start with the bad news and go to the good news. If you're a creative, don't ever doubt who you are. Got to be number one. Don't ever doubt who you are. If you're a creative, don't ever collaborate with people that are not either on the same level or don't meet your mission and vision.
Yeah. And also understand, people who are watching this, that when you get to your place of assignment, when Joseph got to Potiphar's house, Potiphar's wife was there. She belonged there. There are people who are living where you belong who don't want you to rule where they are. Don't let that change you. The thing I love about Joseph is he was living in her house, but didn't let her affect his character. You know what I mean? For our rooms. You know what I mean? I'm creative if I'm in a room with people who are less creative. Yo, be creative wherever you go.
Wherever you go.
Wherever you go. Be oily wherever you go. Don't be intimidated by people. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump in, but yeah.
No, that's good, because you don't know what room you're going to be you in that's going to blow you up. And so that's an entire fact. I have been in rooms where I was there in one capacity, and I was allotted space to be my authentic self, which then landed me in a circle of events, opening new platform that I wasn't supposed to have, simply for opening up to who I was in an environment that I didn't even come in there to be. And so you have to be ready to turn on the highest voltage of you in any room. I'm not going to come here on Epowerment and do what I do and go on another podcast and just chill. You will never ever catch me chilling, because everything that's coming to me is coming to me in the fast lane, because that's where I live. And so if you're a fast lane kind of person, you better stay in that fast lane. No matter, I don't care if you're at a red light, because you don't even take the highway and that's how slow you go. I'm going to be in this fast lane because I got somewhere to be. And so well, that can be our third one. As a creative, you can never dumb down who you are in order to appease your environment. I will never make my audience feel okay because I had to dumb myself. No way, no way I'll ever be a shell of myself in order to make you feel all right. If anything, I need to be around people that, because I'm always me and I'm always on 1,000, they're figuring out ways. Hey, I need to step it up. I need to do X, Y, and Z, and vice versa. Because you're doing this right now, I'm like, hey, what idea do I have dormant? What is it that I haven't tapped into? Even though I do a million things, what is it that I still have left to do that I'm not doing? Because email is killing. Pastor Email, I mean, he's killing right now, and I need to make sure that I'm operating at the 10 level of everything I'm supposed to be operating in. So never ever ever bring yourself down to match the people around you. It's so natural, because we don't want to hurt them, we don't want to feel arrogant, we don't want to feel prideful, but the truth of the matter is, this is the season for who you are to be loud. Loud. Everything that you got coming to you is going to come because you are calling for it loudly. So always be you. 3 dudes.
Do the work.
Yeah.
Don't have step anything. Everything you produce is a reflection of you. Do the work. Shortcut.
Don't jump over that too fast. Don't jump over that too fast, because we're good at I'll stay with Pilgrim. Bishop Jacobs hit me for a flyer. I'm gonna kill this flyer, and then I guess I can't put my name in there because I guess they'll try to kill that. But some pastor from Nebraska that nobody knows, he hit me for a flyer. I'm gonna give him this clip art stuff. What are you doing? Because what we fail to realize, and this is the second point, we fail to realize the power of networking. It can be somebody that you think nobody knows in Nebraska, and you do not know who he knows. There are so many people that you think know nobody that know everybody and have the keys for your future. But because you mistreated them, because you placed them to the side, because you felt like you were better than them and you felt like they weren't good enough, you gave them the bare minimum, even though they had the keys for your future. So now you're trying to figure out, did I miss it? Why am I still waiting? Why am I still in my process? I know I'm ready. And you probably are. You need to stop walking over people. Stop walking over people.
That's probably one of my areas of improvement. Bishop Hudson calls it a growing edge. Is a lot of times I'm not so comfortable with networking. So, you know what I mean? Even when you reached out to me, I was still like should I connect to this? You know, I'm being real. I was just like, I had no negative. I didn't know you. I had anything negative to say to you, but part of me was just like afraid to connect. You know what I mean? I sometimes when I go into conversation, I introduce myself to people, and they're like, "Yeah, we know we know who you are." It always just takes me aback. Like how do you know? Like we watch Fresh Fire, we follow you on Instagram. It was just like, you're really bad at networking. So I hear you. You preaching to me. Networking is crazy important, but it's also scary because
it is scary.
Means, hey, look at me. It's like a vulnerable thing. Wow. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Sometimes when you're not comfortable where you are, you don't want people to see you. But when you're gifted, when you're creative, you gotta live your life. You gotta live your life loud. That's That's so good.
Loud.
Give me one more. Give me one more do.
I got the last do. I got the. I think I got the last do. Um, whatever you do, never try to be better. Like never try to not get better.
Okay.
Rather, so
Yeah.
whatever you do, always look to level up. Like
Yeah.
I'm not because I've already done what I've done. I cannot use that because you've already seen it. Now,
Yeah.
other people are use their is reuse success, and that's perfectly fine. As a creative,
Yeah.
I always want to hit you with something new.
Yeah.
And my gifting, my purpose, and a lot of the success I have, a lot of the new, you want to jump from where you are to where you want to be. Those are going to be many jumps, but each jump is going to require something new, which
Yeah.
means you have to constantly look for innovation. You have to constantly look to create something else. It doesn't have to be a whole different thing. It just has to be a new way of doing it.
Yeah.
The vacuum is the new way of sweeping. Once they come out with something that you can throw on the floor and it'll vacuum itself, I bet you gonna buy it. Why? Because it's new and
Yeah.
it's a new way to do something that you know needs to be done.
Yeah.
What can you do that you know needs to be done that you can tweak a little bit
Yeah.
and make money? Like
Yeah.
that's, you want to be able to solve
And,
problems,
and you
creative
gotta
solve
realize too that no one will ever have to move on from you if you continue to do new things. You get less business. You get less connection if you're not. If I know that you're gonna do the same thing, why am I going to you? And if you
problems.
don't do new things, people will have to move on.
You can move on from this train if you want to, but you will look back and miss. You will look back and miss it. And that's just, we're being real tonight. That's just the real, because I'm not even comfortable where I am now.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. That's the same thing I am. I
Like
saw
I'm
like
nowhere.
we gotta do more like this summer we doing, and they're like, oh man, I'm like, because I can't stand for things to be the same. It drives me crazy.
Like you gotta, and I would say this too. I would say this to the creative, to the entrepreneur, whoever. Like, if you get people around you, if you have people around you that are comfortable where you are, or that are habitually comfortable with what's going on, you need new people.
Yeah,
I want people that are comfortable being uncomfortable, because every new level is uncomfortable. And I can't stop here because I have levels and levels and levels to
yeah,
go, which means by the time I get comfortable here, I should already be figuring out what is the next jump that's super uncomfortable for me, but is my next level.
yeah,
And so that's what you always have to challenge yourself to be more, but being more is uncomfortable, because being misunderstood is uncomfortable, but creating is to be misunderstood.
yeah, yeah,
To be a creative is to say, hey, why aren't we doing this way? And it's going to challenge everybody else. It challenges everyone. And the whole purpose of that is for you to become uncomfortable,
yeah,
right? I'm uncomfortable. I'm going to challenge all of you until you become uncomfortable, until my reality is now comfortable for you, just before I turn around and switch it all up again.
yeah. Yeah. All right, bro. We're almost at the end, right? I want you to look directly in the camera, and I want you. There's a young person who's watching us right now. There's an older person who's watching us right now, and they're saying, "I don't know if I have the oil to do this. I don't know if I have the strength to do this. I don't know if I have the discipline to do this." I want you to encourage that person right now who knows this conversation is for them, but they are still doubting themselves.
Well, I gotta look up because my camera is right there, even though my screen is right there. But listen, I hope that you've watched this and you've got something and you've gained something. But if you haven't gained anything at all, my only admonition, and I don't know why this has been on me so strong lately, is to either dream or to dream again. Whatever God is doing in this moment right here, God loves pressure. He operates in pressure situation. He operates in moments where you don't know left from right, you don't know up from down, you don't know where to turn. That's where God usually works. God works in your pit place.
Yeah,
That's where he usually activates who you are. That's where he usually activates gifts and callings, all of those things that are supposed to be activated in you for the platform he's preparing for you. All of that is happening right right now. And while it's happening, I need you to not be afraid. I need you to not be fearful. I need you to walk in purpose. I need you to walk in your future now. I need you to see what's going to happen even more clear than anything. And I feel this so strongly. If you've ever dreamt and it didn't work, dream again. If you ever dreamt and it didn't work, dream again, because God is breathing right now. He's pouring his spirit on ideas, on entrepreneurs, on dreamers, on builders, on creatives, on pastors, on leaders, on everything that is moving in his name, that's creating in this name, that's making process and progress in his name, that's creating change in his name, that's bringing forth a newness of life in his name. If you're doing it in his name, he's breathing on it right now, because he is the, like, right now is the moment where God is looking to make himself manifest in the earth, and he's going to do it through Upward Now. He's going to do it through Epowerment. He's going to do it through Pastor Email and a brother Elisha. He's going to do it through you. He's going to make his name known because of your story. Your story is going to give him all the glory he's looking to get right now. And that's why he let this happen. He let pressure happen, not only to fulfill you, not only to prepare you, but to push you and propel you into who you're supposed to be. So while you're in process, be all right. While you're in pain, be all right. Get comfortable in this tightness. Because the tighter it gets, the more this explosion is about to happen. Nothing can explode until it gets bolted up. Nothing can explode until it gets pulled back. And once you get pulled all the way back until you don't know what's left and right, and you don't know what's up, you don't know what is about to happen, but you have faith, you have trust, you have belief, you know you're called, you know it's on the inside, and you know you are built for this moment. Watch and see how far God will extend you. And you're going to keep going until he comes back, because you're called for such a time as this. Not only are you necessary, you're needed, you're loved, and not only are you loved, you're accepted, and not only are you accepted, but this is your moment. This is your time. This is your season. And everything that's about to happen is only going to happen because you gave God a yes. And you said, I'm going to yield my talent, my gift. I'm going to yield everything that I am to who you are, to who you've called me to be, because I'm going to be your witness. And my story is going to give you glory even right now.
Good grief, man. I felt that thing in my, when you hear something it be in your throat. Oh man, that's good. Bro. Be encouraged. Someone be encouraged. All right, so this is the Empowerment channel. Thank you, Epowerment channel. Thank you so much, y'all, for watching. This whole thing started, Elisha, because I saw that everything in life was about something negative. We have people who say, "Oh, no shade," but then they say something that kills someone after it. And I realized in that moment that life is not about shade; it's about light. God creates lightness and darkness together, but then he separates them. So that taught me that we cannot walk alongside darkness. He's called us to be separate from darkness. So that's what this empowerment is just about. This is just about spreading positive light through love acts. So I want to end every conversation with this question. What empowers you?
Man, purpose, God, family, knowing that people are depending on me, knowing that, especially now, is the fact that the opposite of being empowered is the feeling of quitting. And if I were to quit right now, if I had to look at all of the lives that are affected by my quit, I have to choose in that moment to give God another yes, because my yes is not only empowering me, but it's empowering a culture, it's empowering a generation, it's empowering an entire movement. I remember Bishop Michael Blue saying that your moment is going to turn into a movement. That's happening for me right now. Not only did I, of course, I sowed into the word, but not only did I sow, I refused to sow and not believe. There is no point in me losing money and not losing faith as well. I have to exert and burst faith into whatever it is I know to be mine. And I knew that to be mine a year and change ago. And right now I'm living the introduction to my movement. I'm living the introduction to the platform and the base that God has given me. And for me, the only thing, or one of the things that empowered me to do that, is the fact that so many people are counting on me to make it because their yes is connected to my yes. And so I've got to keep on being fulfilled, and I've got to keep on walking in purpose, because not only is it what I was called to do, but other people are accepting their call because of what I do every day.
Good grief, bro! You messing me up. You are not invited back. Thank you so. I thought I'd never be on one of your panels again. You will never be on my channel. Yo, bro, I appreciate you so much. I want you to quickly tell people where to find you, what you do, where to find you, how to connect to you.
Man, I am a web and graphic designer, photographer, videographer, now a brand consultant and strategist. You can find me on Instagram or any social media network at Sumo TV. Personally, you can find my business at Upward Now. You can contact or connect at www.upwardnow.cc. We don't have a .com. We had one, but it's way too expensive. It's $3,000. So if you want to sow $3,000 into Upward Now, so we can get our .com back, I'm calling it forth even now, huh? And so up until one of you sows that $3,000, praise God, up until that point, it is www.upwardnow.cc. And I would love to connect, love to be a part, love to help, and love to push. Even if you need a word, if you need help, if you need a service, especially one of those, we have those. And so I cannot wait to connect. And man, I am so grateful for this opportunity, you opening up your platform, sharing your space. And I know I got you one time, and I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that like that. I promise. But I try to make up for it. You were busy. I try to make up for it, but I will be making up for it again. I have something coming up, and I need you, man. So yeah, but I appreciate this. I appreciate the platform. I appreciate the opportunity, man. And I hope I was able to say something that'll help somebody out.
Absolutely. Yo, thank you so much for coming. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys for taking the time to do this. I know you could be doing a million things, but thank you so much. I'm super excited to have this man with you. I'm telling you right now, listen, if I be not who I am, listen to me. Write this man's name down, because in a couple of years, you're going to remember this conversation. I'm telling you, bro, you are going to be big. I don't care what money looks like. I don't care what's going on in your life. You know why, bro? Because God can trust you. And in this season, he's replacing the favorites with the faithful. And you've been faithful. And he loves you. And I'm so grateful, bro, to be connected to you in this season. Remember me. Because I'm going to remember you. We connected, bro. Listen, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Tune in. I got some crazy good content. Some crazy conversations coming up. But until then, see you again later.